So here we go with another Napoleon Total War multiplayer battle. The map is the Homestead and it's 4 versus 4. That means that we have a huge line battle. So let me introduce the players. This is the Mighty Me from my clan. Here it's me. Mighty Me, he is commanding the army of Great Britain. This is me. I'm commanding the army of Prussia. Right next to me, and my teammate in the center, this is a Hellenic warrior commanding the army of Great Britain as well, and he is a 4th Coalition Corps. He's commanding the army of Prussia and he's gonna be our left wing. Opposite to him and host of the game, this is the green and white El Capo, commanding the army of Great Britain. Here is Lord Messenger. He's commanding the army of Prussia and he's gonna be one of the 2 center players. Here is Sir Asaron commanding the army of France and he's right opposite to me. And here we have Gabis, I'm not sure how to pronounce the name, and he's commanding the army of Portugal. So really good battle here for you guys today. And actually that was the second game that we played versus this team at the same map. They kicked our asses at the first game. They made a hell of an attack over here. They kicked our ass and they managed to break us in 10-15 minutes. It was a really good play from this team. I didn't save the game, but I think this game is much better than the first one. So let's see. This is a map, by the way, with really good tactics. You know, it's not a straight map. It have some hills in the middle and small wood areas which can provide a strategical point of defense. And this is a map that actually in a 4v4 you need to go in a straight attack. You can't overflank your opponents because the 4v4 will spawn you right next to the red lines. From it's the same from the both sides, and you don't have the room to maneuver and overflank the enemy forces. So this is more like a grassy flatlands, but with some hills in the middle. You see? Yeah, that was really fast. So we have all the action will be around here at my side in Hellenic warriors, Messenger and Sir Asaron. They are so eager to attack us, and while sometimes when you're exploiting the best opportunity in the ground to attack the enemy forces, I thought I could work out here with the Mighty Me here with the British forces and try to push to the Portuguese and the French forces around here. So I'm using my Prussian light infantry. Yeah, here's the first volleys in the game. I'm gonna get shot by that militia. No, that was Shosha's. Yeah, but my volleys was far better than his. I got my militia here. This unit might attract some volleys here from the enemy lines, and you can see that these guys are shooting to that militia, but the ground is in favor of me. Okay. So that is some mind games to distract my opponent. And here we have the Prussian attack here to our British forces. Okay, let's see what's going on here. I got some stationary light infantry units here to support my ally, while Sir Aslan is moving too close here to our British forces. So he's going to get charged by our cavalry. That's my cavalry, my Lesko Freikorps, and this Prussian light infantry is suffering casualties, while Lord Messangero, he's going to counter his two lancers, Lesko Freikorps, no, sorry, and lancer unit versus our British light foot. So Hellenic, he will turn his foot infantry to shoot down that upcoming Prussian cavalry units. So he formed the square. The game was a little bit laggy, so you might see some problems to our orders. And this is my general boost for morale for my part, so our forces will they can defend to the upcoming Prussian forces. So here is an attacking move here from our British Dragoon Guards. But Hellenic lost the squares over here. I'm trying to harass all the big Prussian forces here with my cavalry. You see that my Lesko Freikorps, they are handling that fight pretty good. They're still holding. It's not easy here with the lag to kill a cavalry unit.
Our men are running, sir.
But now they are history. Also, I need to inform you guys that the host always has the first shot in the game. So the other team is hosting, so they have always the first shot. So here we got a 5-line infantry unit formation. They're gonna push up a little bit, and they will meet the Prussian forces. But the thing is that the formation is not straight as they can, and the foot guards, they won't get the maximum of the firepower. So Prussians, they had no other choice but to retreat from the ground because they suffered casualties, and the British Dragoon Guards, they are inside the ranks so far. So Hellenic is going to push his forces against the Prussian retreating lines, and he won't let them escape. So I'm going to pause for a while, and we're going to watch what's going on to the other side of the battlefield. So while Colonel Gudari of 4th Coalition Corps, he's facing the host of the game. There was some small engagements here, while the British forces of Whitehall Cuttingham, they're trying to prevail here in the forest. So Hellenic forces, he dispatched some units here to help the Prussian lines over here, but our militia, the musketeers, 2 musketeers, they are fighting the upcoming Fencibles and the foot infantry, while there are 2 dragoons back there in Trowaskis ready to support that flank. Let's run. So meanwhile, let's see what Hellenic has for us here. Not so good line of sight, and at the time Valconi Gudari, he will just play a little bit with his light infantry versus the British lights. While Elkat, he's doing a mistake here. You see, he has his foot infantry too close to his light infantry. That means, you see the distance that 4th Coalition has. Those units here, they're not going to suffer casualties here from the enemy light infantry, while those Prussian light infantry will engage that British light foot, but the rear units, they are too close to that light foot and they will suffer casualties. You can see that unit dropped to 101 men without get involved into the fight actually. Same here. All units, they have some casualties, either less, either more. And as an advice, I would say you guys don't use your light infantry, your foot infantry right next to your light infantry. So some engagement here. Mighty Me, he's engaging the Portuguese forces, while Portugal has a really good defensive spot here.
Our men are running,
They
sir.
got the light infantry. The Cacciador is the best light infantry in the game. Inside the trees that will minimize the casualties while they give them the best they can to shoot down the British light infantry. They are supported by 3 foot infantry and 2 Portuguese cav. Actually, Portugal has a really good defensive position because they are behind this small ridge. They got foot infantry units, light infantry in a very good position, while the defensibles and the foot infantry, I don't think that they're able to do really good damage here to that foot infantry and the rest of the gang of the Portuguese, while we have the main action is going on here. So, Hellenic, okay, here's a really good use of that cav. You see, there is a foot infantry into square formation because they are aware that these dragoons they are here, but these dragoons they are one level below that foot guard. So the foot infantry square they won't be effective against these dragoons. You see, 45 men, they are not losing men. They are forcing the foot guards into square, and they are getting shot by musketeers, foot guards there. So I think that Hellenic he should retreat this area and get to a safer place because he's outnumbered. There are 4 units here versus 3. Actually, there are 5 versus 3.5. So I need to send my Brandenburg Uhlans here to force these guys into squares, and there is a danger here because the French cav is coming. So Hellenic's forces they are in a bit bad situation here because they are losing men and they need to hold the line over here to the upcoming Prussian line. So I use my cav, my Brandenburg Uhlans here, hoping that these guys they would form the square, but they didn't. So I'm gonna play a little bit here with my cav. Those guys they will form square, but there are not sufficient troops here to shoot at them and cause them enough trouble. So I need to reinforce. I need to send some troops to dispatch some units here from my side and send to Hellenic and help him. Otherwise, if Hellenic will collapse, then we will have problems between our lines. Okay, you see here. The red dot is us, the blue dot is the opponent team, and if that place Hellenic's forces will break, then they will have the opportunity to overcome all of us. Other way, they will have 2 options: turn some units to me, push me back, cut me off from Valkonian, and then turn and kill Valkonian 2 versus 1. Okay. You see, 37 foot guards. The dragoons now they are coming, and there are 2 undefended units here: the foot guards and the light infantry. So he's going to go for the light infantry, but Hellenic he will turn his 2 units here to shoot down that dragoon guard. So I'm trying to save the day over there because there's a Chaussée Sacheval trying to charge to my light infantry. I formed the square because I'm trying to feed these guys with troops. Hellenic formed the square here, but there are foot guards over there, musketeers, and an upcoming young guard coming here to shoot down that foot infantry. Hellenic is trying to save the light foot, and I'm going to charge my Brandenburg Uhlans against these guys. They are 48 in the number. No, I took them too close, just too close to form the square. I'm hoping that these guys they will shoot at them, and now they can't form square. Now these guys that are easy prey for my Brandenburg Uhlans. I'm going to charge at them. So reinforcements from my part. The Trovaskis are coming, and I'm sending a foot guard unit here to help Hellenic. Okay, pause again because let's see what's going on to the other side of the battlefield. Okay. Green and white Elkat, he's trying to keep busy the Prussian lines here. He's just in the edge to engage our troops. Actually, Valkoni's forces, they suffered casualties here from the British troops. You see, all his light infantry is below 35 men here, 48 here. He suffered many casualties, while the British, I think, yeah, they got even casualties as well. So let's see what's going on here. My troops over here, the French, they are just watching the fight so far. The British here, let's see what the British are doing. Okay, the British are engaging with I can't say much here. There's just some small engagements here. I think Gabes has a wonderful defensive position, so the British, they can't really advance and meet them over there. Maybe, yeah, all the cav is at the other side. Maybe with the use of that cav, the British cav around here, and with the aid of the superior foot infantry, the costumes, they could break those dudes easily. Yeah, but they need to make a 3-line infantry attack and use that British cav over there. So okay, now I'm holding the line. Hellenic forces, they suffered casualties, so he took the remaining reserves here from that flank. Got 1 light infantry, 2 units here, and he's gonna fill the gap that was left open by the Prussian attack. Actually, Hellenic suffered the most casualties. So here my foot guards. I still got some Turaskis, my general staff, and I will try to push with the remaining British forces here to the flank. And I still got some Brother Uhlans behind the enemy line. So actually, my goal is to hunt down, shoot down these musketeers, drop them below the 48 men, and trying to use my Brother Uhlans against them. So, but Sir Asaron is going to get his lines behind that hill, small hill over here, and he will try to shoot down my cav. The gap here, it will be filled by the two, the Young Guard and the Braves, the Shoshers over here. They're ready to shoot upon my light infantry. I do have a very bad position. Yeah, I'm not sure why, and maybe there is some action around here. Okay, we have some British light rifles. They're trying to harass the enemy lines, and I got 8th Life Regiment and foot guards here to guard the place. And I'm taking some units here to my left. So we have decided to push over here. My foot guards are taking a place over here. My true gases are gonna hunt down the Shoshers, while the 8th Life, the Braves, they're gonna form square. I want my foot guards to shoot that Brave regiment. And here is Alanin. He's trying to push back these Prussian dudes. So we got our general staff behind the enemy lines. Those dudes, they are shooting to these guys, and I'm going to use my Brotherhood Uhlans to hit these musketeers which they suffered casualties. Okay, now that I'm using my cav here, I'm changing target. You see, that's a good micro for my part. I don't want to shoot these guys because I'm going to shoot my own cav as well, and I want to use that cav till the last man. Okay, but Uhlans, they're out. These guys are still holding 26 men, and they're still holding, and that's because they are supported by Young Guard and the foot guards. That's why they're still holding. So we got that general which is ready. He's ready to charge to Hellenic general. He needs to save his general staff because we need that dude. Okay, let's pause, see what's going on over here. Okay, I can see that white, green and white helicopter, El Chapo, changing name. He's winning the light infantry fight. You see, there are only 3 light infantry here from Prussia. There are still 5 from Great Britain, but the Great Britain, though that they suffered casualties, they are making a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 line foot infantry line, and probably they're gonna head in front. No, in front. Oh, they're gonna sit there. The thing is that I think, yeah, green white Hellcat doesn't have elite units. Like he has only foot infantry. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 9. So there are 9 versus 2, 4, 5, 6, 8, and Musketeers, 8th Life Regiment. You see, he's moving forward. Now it's a good time to shoot the retreating Prussian light infantry. Nice move here from Great Britain. When you hit the retreating unit in the back,
their general, sir. Now they must
they will
break.
suffer casualties. Okay, let's see what's going on at the center. Okay, Hellenic, he did had some casualties here. He lost some men. My musketeers are trying to fight back the young guard, while I got my foot guards around, and I still got my bombardment Uhlans. Though that that unit was awesome. They've managed to hold all this period. So, but the foot guards, the Prussian foot guards, they are fighting the British foot infantry. They went in melee, and it will be very interesting to see how it goes. So the thing is that France is not willing now to advance and support that Prussian remaining lines. So they're retreating, and now there's a golden opportunity for me to advance a little bit and cut off the routes of their communication. So we won the fight here, and Great Britain, watching that outcome over there, retreated a little bit. That was a good choice. And now our Prussian guy, Valkonen Gudari, he's gonna move up and he's gonna meet the British forces. So meanwhile, Hellenic is gonna push his lines up here, and he will try to meet the retreating Great Britain forces, and he will try to surround and cut off that Great Britain player. Meanwhile, now I have to watch the French forces over here. You see, I'm cutting that those routes here and here. They do not have cavalry units, and I still got one foot guard here to cover my light infantry. I got one Prussian light infantry over there, some backup units, my cav, and one cav here to back up my Hellenic and from that side. So Great Britain is retreating over there, and let's see what Mighty and Gavis is doing. So Gavis and he's winning the light infantry fight. I can see some light infantry units here. Only one King Jamaliji light foot. There are 2, 3 remaining Portuguese troops. But I think now it's a really good time to engage the costumes and the rest of the gang around here. I don't think that the Portuguese foot infantry is a match for the superior British foot infantry, and also there is cav. There is the British light dragoons here, which they can be very deadly for those units. Though Portugal has superior light infantry and they have the numbers, but the bad thing is that so far, as long as Great Britain is allowing that light infantry engagement, he will suffer casualties here in the relay lines, because the cobblestones and the foot guards, the foot infantry, excuse me, they are too close to that King Jamaliji light foot, and they are taking side casualties. So, from a tactical point of view, you can clearly see here that Great Britain is moving forward, because she knows, as we speak, that 2 armies, actually 1 army and the remnants of Hellenic warriors, they are coming towards, and they will try to overflank them. So they retreated, and that was a wise choice, and they will try to take place around here. So I'm still watching that French flank over here, which they are doing nothing. The British, they are fighting the Portuguese, and I gave the order to to the British forces here to follow my move. I'm going to cut off Portugal and France. I'm going to attack that flank over here. I'm going to support it with the militia, the 8th Life Regiment, a Foot Guard unit, and the British 15 Hussars. Okay, there is the old guard back there, but I think I'm capable of handling that French line. So the switchfoot here was charged by that by the 15 Hussars, and the thing is that they will try to keep them busy. No, I'm gonna send my car, my Trowaskis. They're over there, and there's 2 versus 1 over here. We are going to push that old guy into square formation, and that's the bad thing from the lag. I needed to fix my lines. I ordered the 8th Life Regiment to shoot that old guard, and with the aid of the militia here, my foot guards managed to kill that switchfoot. It was so easy. You see, my teammate is following my move. He's gonna cut that Portuguese, and he's gonna back me up and watch my back from the Portuguese army. So I'm gonna use my light infantry here. Actually, I want all my troops to target the old guard. I'm gonna use my Trowaskis here, not to charge it to the old guard, but I'm gonna charge the undefended short Sasavat. But these guys, they turned, I think, yeah, they turned and they shoot at me. Really good move. My 8th Life Regiment is losing morale, but I still got my foot guards, and it's a matter of time here.
Our men are running, sir.
It's a matter of time here to win the fight. Yeah, the switchfoot, they're out of the game, and now I can dispatch my foot guards here, send them in the edge of that small wood area, and shoot that old guard, which was charged, is charged by my my fencibles. Yeah, militia. Anyway, so here we got the Portuguese trying to defend from the British lines. Now is the huge opportunity to engage the coxswains and the foot versus this foot infantry. Meanwhile, green and white Elgat, he's just up here. Valkonic's forces and Lennox forces, they're trying to push him into the corner, close his escape route, and kill him slowly, while we're trying to take down the French forces over here. Meanwhile, those French forces, they are occupying now a very good defensive position. One switchfoot came back into the game, and the old guard, they're trying to hold against my foot guard. So these guys, they can't form the square. They will get charged by Valkonians, Trowaskis, which he brought him here to support. There are 3 units that are coming here to attack to our rear, but my teammate is going to retreat. He's going to send his troops inside this small wood area. He's going to defend that place, and while he will give me the opportunity here to kill that old guard, and that old guard is out of the game. So I have a choice now. I can turn that foot guard unit from the side, trying to surround the remaining Portuguese troops, which are trying now to attack our 2 British forces. I have to dispatch my light infantry, send them here, so we can equalize the numbers. But the game is far from over right now. Okay, here's what's going on. We have a cut-off and almost surrounded French army. We've managed to cut off the Portuguese and the French. They can't communicate each other. Great Britain is at the corner of there, is guarded by the Prussian army and the remnants of a Hellenic warrior, and the plan now is to take them one by one. French first, the Portuguese here, and then the French. The French, they do have very good defensive position over there, and I'm training my lines here to support Great Britain, because there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 units here versus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, eventually 6. Yeah. So I think the most important here is to save the day for our Great Britain and let France waiting over there. Okay, fast forward. Okay, back into the game. The things that you missed was that we are pushing Portugal over here with the aid of the 2 lancers, Uhlans and lancers from Valkoinen over there. But the thing is that France, is
Our
making
men are running,
a
sir.
really good maneuvering here, because France is leaving the defensive position over there, and it's heading towards here. That means that our Prussian right flank here and the remaining Great Britain player here, they can be between the French and the Great Britain army, and they can save the day for them. So I'm here with Mighty Smith forces. I have a small flank over here, but before I know that what was going to happen, you see the distance between my army and France, and this is a really good tactical move. This is a
One of
really
our
good
units has
tactical
used all
move,
its
really,
ammunition,
yeah.
sir.
So now I have some things to deal with. I am the link between the 2 armies, okay? I got my army over there. I'm trying to help Great Britain here to finish the Portuguese troops. But there is a danger here from these guys. And these guys now, they're too close here to our British lines. While Great Britain here from the other side is moving and is dispatching plenty of troops here to meet that Anglo-Prussian flank of ours. And this move
Our
can
men
turn
are running, sir.
the tide of the battle to their favor. You see, this is something that we didn't predict it. And from a tactical point of view, this is a masterpiece. Yes, well done, guys. Well done. So we need to save the day for us. And the red coats and the blue coats around here, they're coming. So but the thing is also that now that I'm realizing what is going on, I moved my forces up and I'm ready to meet the Frenchies. The Frenchies has an old guard around here, so I need to dispatch my foot guards, my musketeers, my light infantry, which they are wounded, and I need to take that old guard as fast as I can. So there is a huge mess here. You see, there is a really huge mess. Actually, those lines is ours, 1 and 2. There are 2 lines of ours. Now these guys, they're trapped. Maybe these guys too, but these guys from the French army, they are trapped too. You see what's going on here? This is very awkward. Yeah, I love that strategy. This is why I love Napoleon. Can do so many things here. Hope they make a second Napoleon with much more variety of units, nations, maps, etc., etc. Maybe they could make it global in the Napoleonic era. There was India at the time, there was United States, there was Mexico. Please CA do another Napoleon total war, something like that. Meanwhile, Great Britain is trying to push the lines versus that Prussian light infantry. They are taking position as we speak. They are walking, not running. I think they should have run, but there is a foot guard here to inspire. So, meanwhile, my Prussian forces, they are here and they are shooting constantly those French lines. The French lines now, they're trying to make a line with the British, trying to form the left wing, but there is gap between the ranks, and I'm shooting at them. Meanwhile, let's see what's going on here. Oh, but.
We have killed their general, sir. Now they must.
There is an
leave.
equal fight here between Great Britain and Portugal. Portugal is trying to hold as much as they can. I have my light infantry around here. What's this? Musketeers. They're holding pretty good, but I think eventually they're gonna lose the fight because the foot infantry, the costumes are fighting. Yeah, really good. So, Great Britain is trying to take down that Prussian lines. Valkonian is retreating a little bit. Probably all units here, the light infantry, they're out of ammunition. The thing is that the Lightfoot was trying to mill that foot guards, and they was trying to give time here to the rest of the gang here to shoot at them, but he retreated and he went out of the shooting range. So, I formed the line here. There's the old guard, there's some British troops. They're trying to double line my musketeers, and I'm shooting to that old guard, which they can inspire that those units. So the French lines now, they're collapsing. I still got a foot guard unit. I'm gonna retreat a little bit and I'm gonna fix my lines. You can see here from the blue lines what I'm going to do, and I'm gonna gain the numbers this way. So we still got some cap. Our lancers now, they're trying to attack those units. They're gonna push them into squares, but they're still holding. So I think he will try to pass behind the enemy lines, the lancers. Okay, these guys, they can't form square anymore. Oh, they did the charge over there. Really good charge here from the lancers. They caught these guys off guard in the rear. And the thing is that here the French lines, they are broken, and I'm pushing back. I'm pushing back all the remaining left enemy line. So I think we won the fight back there. Yeah, we won the fight, and now we are engaging the last remaining troops from Great Britain. But they still got the chances, but no, I don't think so, because yeah, I'm turning my troops here to meet now the British troops here. I don't think they're gonna make it alive. So more or less that was the game. I think it was a really exciting game. These guys, they did a really good job as a team, and that's why I uploaded this video. And as I told you before, they kicked our asses in the previous game. Well done, guys. So that was the battle. I'm gonna fast forward a little bit to end it, and thank you all for watching. Ciao.
glorious victory, sir, is soon to be yours.